Y'all know this is Swag J. What it is? Lil Fitz, I go. Swag boys, swag boys. Put me in the game. The game. The game. The game. The game. The game.
Yo guys, what's going on? I'm Tim, he's AC. We got KJ on the phone because we're cool like that. This is our Super Bowl 20, whatever year this is, 2011 Super Bowl preview, Super Bowl 45. We built it up about the last week or so. Here it is. And I want to remind all you guys, first of all, February 5th, National Watch Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report Day. Trying to break a views record of 12,000 views, which we broke last week by some amazing feat. Anyway, bottom line here, Super Bowl preview. What's your thoughts, KJ?
Packers Steelers, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
These two teams were very likely to be put into the Super Bowl. They were predicted to be in the Super Bowl together. I forget what magazine that was in, but I think it's an amazing game. Two great defenses, two great offenses, two very similar teams. And it's going to be just a great game, great Super Bowl game. It couldn't get any better than this, really.
No, and especially for a Steelers fan, it couldn't get any better than this.
Break it out. Got the terrible towel.
My plot is to burn this on camera. Burn it on camera. The terrible towel we got out right now. You want to burn it?
No, I don't think KJ wants to burn it.
Don't burn it? Alright, okay. Yeah, my thoughts on this game, basically what KJ said. I mean, both teams got stacked defenses. But last year, week 16, they played 37-36 win for the Packers. And really, I mean, the Packers and Steelers both have very good teams. You know, I think the thing that sets the Steelers apart is a running game. And if the Packers can't get James Starks or Brandon Jackson going early, they might have some trouble. The X factor for me would be the fact that it doesn't appear Marquise Pouncey, the center for the Steelers, is going to play. And I think he's been a huge impact in stabilizing that offense. And I think if he can't stabilize that offensive line, then they're A, going to have a tough time keeping Big Ben up, but B, I don't know if they're going to be able to get the running game going.
Yeah, I would agree with most of that. Most of that. Two of the top defenses in the whole NFL. You got the Packers and the Steelers, both mainly aerial attack teams. Aaron Rodgers, we know he can throw the ball, and Big Ben, we know he's got a lot of experience in the playoffs. Like you said, the difference is the Steelers have a legitimate running game. Not that James Starks isn't legitimate.
Not to make Rashard Mendenhall sound like Chris Johnson here either, but I mean, he had a nice week last week. He got the ball 24 times, got about 120 yards. I mean, you can't ask for too much better than that.
No, and there's nothing better as a quarterback who likes to throw the ball than a good rushing game, because that really, you can do anything from that point. And
like you said before about Pouncey, and if he can't play, that's going to be a tough one for the Steelers, because like you saw last week with the fumble on, I believe, like the 1 yard line.
Yeah, it ended
up being a safety.
Really put the game in jeopardy, and they ended up pulling it out anyway, but I mean, they need to, they're obviously going to work on it pretty much all week.
Yeah, I mean, you've had 2 weeks to work on it, so.
Yeah, the backup's going to get some reps in, and
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't see it being as bad as people are making it out to be. My X factor in this has got to be Troy Polamalu. He's too good of a player. He could do too much for the Packers not to take him into account, and he might have a pick or two in this game, and definitely going to put some pressure on Aaron Rodgers.
If he has a pick or two, then
he plays big, man. He always plays big in the big games. He's done it more than once, and if he does it again, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's your X factor in this game?
My X factor? Honestly, I think my X factor, you went with Palomalo. I'm going to go with Roethlisberger because just the plays he can make with like outside the pocket, and he's so well at it, and I don't think anybody else in the game is better than him at doing it.
No, you're right. He's great at extending the. I hate to break it to you, but Michael Vick's a little better at that, but.
We still got two quarterbacks that can run in this game.
Two quarterbacks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Prediction, AC.
I got the Packers in this one. Sorry, KJ. I got the Packers in this.
Okay.
I got the Packers in this one, 35-27.
You got a high scoring.
I do have a high scoring.
You got a fair amount. You got a fair spread. Vegas, I think their Packers are 2.5 point favorites. Not that I would ever dream of listening to what Vegas says, but that shows you how close this game's expected to be. KJ, your thoughts?
Well, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I agree with AC. I'm even going to go a little higher than them. I'm going to pick the Steelers here. I got the Steelers winning this 41-35. And I think the Steelers are going to do something similar to like they did in the last Super Bowl. And win it with a game-winning touchdown in the end. It's going to be clutch, and I think it's just going to be an amazing moment for the Steelers.
You know, the Steelers and Cardinals both had huge offenses 2 years ago, and the Colts and Saints had huge offenses last year. Neither of these teams were putting up 40 points or anything like that.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, anything could happen, but I mean, I think the difference between last year is both these teams have stacked defenses too.
Yeah, you got to take that into consideration, I know.
Yeah, and I'm going to take this a little lower scoring. I'm going to say 2017 Packers. I think Pouncey being out for the Steelers is going to hurt them, and Aaron Rodgers will make himself in this game. To me, this could be the start of a dynasty for the Packers. I think they have the pieces there to win long term. This could be the beginning of the next Patriots of this decade.
The Steelers always show up in big games, though.
Yeah,
They
no, I
always
mean,
show up
I
in big
think
games.
I wouldn't.
They always find a way to win, and I agree with you there. And I honestly believe if Ryan Grant was in this game, I would have to say I give a little edge to the Packers. I mean, I think they would win, but without a consistent running game, I know the Starks have been good in the last few weeks, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it again.
Yeah, another guy to keep in mind is John Kuhn, the fullback. He's been playing pretty well basically this whole season. Former Steeler.
Short yardage situations.
I mean, this is going to have to be a game where the Packers go to their running game a little. They're going to have to roll out in some play actions quite a bit on 3rd and shorts and complete them, but they are going to have to get some 3rd and 3s, and they're going to have to run the ball off the gut. I mean, there's no question in my mind that if they're going to win this game,
a lot is dependent on the Packers' running game and the Packers' offensive line.
I think someone will step up for the Packers. My thought would be that will be Brandon Jackson. I think James Starks has had a couple decent weeks and has been overblown. But I mean, I think this could go either way. I think last drive of the game, you're talking about let's say a 17-17 game. Rodgers leads you down the field with about 2 minutes left, and the Steelers defense doesn't stop them. They get in position. Crosby kicks the winning field goal as time expires. That would be what I think is going to happen.
I respect your choices, and I think that anything could really happen. It's two great teams, and there's no way you can predict this game, really, and there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great part about the Super Bowl is both teams always have the same amount. I mean, I thought last year for sure the Colts were going to win.
I mean, they're the two greatest teams apparently in the NFL, and you can't really say, because it's so hard to say, because two great teams have been throwing so much.
Yeah, and I mean,
you do anything to win.
You can throw all the scenarios out there you want, but nothing.
The scenario you throw out probably won't happen anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the thing to me is the Patriots were probably 10-point favorites in the Super Bowl a few years back. Giants won the game. I mean, that's an example of an offense that was so good the whole year, and then they just dipped off.
Didn't show up. They just didn't show up.
And the Packers have the same type of pass rush as the Giants. I think the Packers win this game. I'm Tim. He's KJ. He's AC. Super Bowl preview. Watch this video 13,000 times, and I'll throw a pizza party on camera. I'm Tim. We'll see you later.